8 prehistoric creatures lived on this planet at the same time as early humans. Science confirmed it, and somehow we survived. This is what we shared our world with. Welcome. Last time we showed you the biggest creatures that ever existed. Today is different. Today, we are not talking about size. Today, we are talking about what it actually felt like to share a planet with these things. Because science just confirmed something that most people don't know. 8 of these creatures were alive at the same time as us. Not millions of years before us. At the same time. Same planet. Same forests, same rivers, same skies. For scale, here is your human, 1.8 meters. Now, meet the 8 creatures that made that human feel like nothing. We start in the swamps of what is now Colombia. 60 million years ago, the dinosaurs are gone, and nature immediately filled the gap with something worse. Titanoboa, 13 meters long, 1,100 kilograms, the largest snake that ever existed. Here is what 13 meters actually means. Park a yellow school bus in front of you. Titanoboa is longer. Now stand next to its body. At its thickest point, it reaches your chest, not your knees, your chest. It didn't chase prey. It didn't need to. It waited. And when something came close enough, it constricted with a force of 400 pounds per square inch, enough to collapse your ribcage before you understood what was happening. For 2.8 million years, this was the undisputed ruler of every swamp on Earth. We moved to the shallow coastal waters of North America, 80 million years ago. You are standing on the riverbank. The water is still, and then you see it. Deinosuchus, 12 meters long. 5,000 kilograms, a crocodilian so large it hunted dinosaurs. Not small dinosaurs, full-grown dinosaurs. Here is what 12 meters looks like. Stand next to a Ford F-150. Its head alone is longer than the entire hood of that truck. Its teeth were not sharp like a shark. They were round and the way up and Jantina Tusa, but to crush, to hold, to drown. Modern crocodiles are ambush predators. Deinosuchus was an ambush predator with the body of a bus. Scientists found bite marks from Deinosuchus on hadrosaur bones. Dinosaurs that weighed 3 tons. It didn't just kill dinosaurs, it ate them completely. We leave the water. We enter the bamboo forests of ancient Asia, 100,000 years ago, and this is where it gets personal, because Gigantopithecus was alive at the exact same time as early Homo sapiens. Same continent, same forests, 3 meters tall, 500 kilograms, the largest primate that ever existed. Here is what 3 meters looks like. Walk into any basketball arena. The regulation hoop is 3.05 meters high. Gigantopithecus looked that hoop directly in the eye. Standing next to one, its shoulder is at your eye level. Its hand could wrap entirely around your head, and unlike every other creature in this video, it was our relative, a great ape, intelligent, social, and completely gone. Scientists still don't know exactly why it vanished, only that it disappeared right around the time humans arrived in its territory. Now we go back further, 430 million years ago, long before dinosaurs, long before mammals. The oceans belonged to something that should not exist at this scale. Jaekelopterus, 2.6 meters long, the largest arthropod ever discovered, a sea scorpion. Here is 2.6 meters in a context you know. Go to your bathroom, fill your bathtub. Jaekelopterus would not fit. It would hang over both ends. Its claws alone were longer than your arm. And understand, this is a scorpion, scaled up to the size of a human, in the water, waiting. The only reason creatures like this don't exist today: oxygen levels. 360 million years ago, the atmosphere had more oxygen. More oxygen meant bigger invertebrates. If those oxygen levels returned tomorrow, so would this. South America, 10,000 years ago. Again, the same time as us. You are walking through open grassland, and you see something that looks like a boulder moving. Megatherium, 6 meters long, 4 meters tall when standing upright, 4,000 kilograms. The giant ground sloth. Here is 4 meters. Stand in a room with a standard ceiling. That ceiling is 2.4 meters. Megatherium standing upright would crash through it and still have 1.6 meters above your ceiling. Its claws were not weapons. They were tools, each one the size of a meat hook, used to pull entire trees toward its mouth. It didn't need to run from anything. At 4,000 kilograms, nothing chased it, and it walked this planet at the same time as the first humans in South America. We know this because we found human tools next to Megatherium bones. We hunted it, and we won. Now look up. 6 million years ago, you are standing on an open coastline, and something passes overhead that blocks the sun. Pelagornis, 7-meter wingspan, the largest flying bird that ever existed. Here is 7 meters above your head. A standard Cessna 172, the most common small aircraft in the world, has a wingspan of 11 meters. Pelagornis had a wingspan of 7. You would see it coming from a kilometer away. And here is what made it truly different from every other giant bird. Look at its beak. It was lined with sharp, jagged bone projections, not teeth, but bone spikes, designed to grip struggling fish and tear them apart mid-flight. It didn't land to eat. It fed in the air. And from below, you were just another shape on the surface. Back to land. 70 million years ago, you are in the forests of what is now Mongolia, and you hear something moving through the trees, something large. You see it, and your first instinct is predator, because nothing harmless should look like this. Therizinosaurus, 10 meters long, claws 1 meter each, the longest claws of any known land animal. Here is 1 meter. Hold out your arm from your shoulder to your fingertips. That is roughly 1 meter. Every single claw on Therizinosaurus was that length, 3 claws per hand. And here is the fact that makes this worse. It was a herbivore. It ate plants. Those claws were not weapons. They were used to pull branches, which means evolution decided that a plant eater needed 1 meter long claws just to survive in its ecosystem. Imagine what was hunting it. And finally, the one that should disturb you the most, not because of its size, because of when it existed, 10,000 years ago. Your ancestors were alive. So was this, Smilodon, 280 kilograms, the most powerful cat that ever existed. And those teeth, 28 centimeters long. Take out your smartphone. Look at it. Those saber teeth were longer than your entire phone. But here is what the movies never showed you. Smilodon didn't stab. It sliced. 1 precise cut to the throat. Over before you hit the ground. It didn't roar. Scientists believe it communicated more like a house cat. Silent, intelligent, patient, hunting in packs across every grassland and forest on Earth. We know it shared territory with us because we found human remains and Smilodon bones in the same caves. Not near each other, in the same caves. It vanished 10,000 years ago, exactly when humans reached every continent on Earth. We didn't just survive it. It didn't. Titanoboa, Deinosuchus, Gigantopithecus, Jaekelopterus, Megatherium, Pelagornis, Therizinosaurus, Smilodon. 8 creatures, different eras, different continents, different ways to die. But one thing connects them all. Something arrived in their territory and refused to leave. Something with no claws, no armor, no venom, no size advantage, 1.8 meters tall. Something that looked at a 4,000-kilogram ground sloth and decided, that's food. Every creature in this video is gone. We are still here. That is either the greatest survival story ever told, or the greatest warning this planet ever gave us, depending on how you look at it. If this made you question how we survived, Part 1 will make it worse. Link above. And if you want to know what comes next in Earth's hidden history, you know what to do. See you in the next one.